Hello. Before we begin, I just want to make sure you all understand I am not a professional videographer. I really don't know how to edit, and maybe I'll learn, maybe I won't. But the purpose of this video is not to show you my editing skills or my YouTube skills or being a videographer. This video is to show you what I did to fix my Primo Water Dispenser, and I will tell you what led me to this video. A few days ago, I went to get some cold water out of my water dispenser, and this particular Primo model, which I'll give you the model number in a minute, has hot water, room temperature water, and cold water. And I always get the cold water, and when I pressed the button, nothing came out, nothing. No drips, no nothing, and I could not figure out what was going on. You know, I checked underneath, and that was clear. So I went on the Google machine, and eventually someone had suggested that the water actually freezes inside the unit. And I noticed that the cold indicator, meaning the compressor, the refrigerator portion, making the water cold, was on. And we watched it for a while, my wife and I, and we realized it was never shutting off. We have our water dispenser on a smart plug, as you can see, and it goes off every night at around 11 and comes back on about 5 or 6 in the morning, just to save a little bit of energy. And lo and behold, the next morning I could get water out of the cold dispenser, which led me to believe that that was accurate, that the water tank was freezing because the compressor would not be turning off. That led me to looking for a solution, and everybody, or there was a lot on the internet, that there was a thermostat on these models, and I could not find a thermostat, so I continued to look. So without further ado, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to show you something. I've already opened it up for you to show, but there is the model number of the unit. It is model 601256. Finally, well, let me show you how you take it off. So there's 2 Phillips screws that go there, right in that hole, and that's it. And this is not for the weak of heart, because what's going to happen is you're going to hear a loud snap as you lift it, but nothing breaks, or nothing has broken for me yet. So you lift until, boom, until it snaps off, and you see nothing broke. It's just the way the lip is. And then you can lift this up and out. You can let it hang from the wires, or you can disconnect it, whichever floats your boat. So this is the top of the water tank, and you heard it just went on, which is interesting. I did not unplug it for this video. There are 4 plastic clips that hold the top on, and theoretically, for what I'm about to show you, you don't need to take the top off. But if yours is not dispensing cold water and you want to see if there's actually ice, you can just pop these off, you know, put a screwdriver between that metal part or some device, and just push, and you can see that the plastic retainer pops off of the metal of the tank. By the way, when I looked, the ice was so clear I couldn't tell that it was iced up. I actually wound up putting my finger in there, and sure enough, there was ice, clear ice on the bottom of the tank, preventing flow. So getting back to the fix, there was somebody on the internet, and I don't know where, it was just a response to what this individual did. First, he said on his model there was no thermostat, and lo and behold, on my model there is no thermostat. There were people that said it was behind this grill and there was a brass screw. I could not find it. I thought it was here. There was something there. Do not touch that, by the way, because that little red cap is actually a drain, and I'll I'll stop you from doing something silly like I did. I took that protective cover off and then I popped that red thing thinking that maybe the screw for the thermostat was behind it, and it was a drain. And hot water came out and didn't burn me, but it was hot. So don't do that. Learn from my mistake. So my model had no thermostat. Another person indicated that it was off to the right, and there's the control board, and I looked all over. I could not find a thermostat. So I assumed that, like this other individual who said his did not have a thermostat, that mine did not have a thermostat. But then he indicated that the units have what's called a temperature sensor probe, and he said it was goes to the tank with 2 black wires. Lo and behold, 2 black wires that go to the control board, and it's hard to see, but there's that blue plug. See that blue plug right there? That's where those 2 black wires go in. And he said the temperature probe goes behind the insulation for the tank. And he didn't say anything else. All he said was he replaced it. So he said he had to cut the styrofoam insulation, and this is styrofoam. So I endeavored to figure out what was going on, and he, by the way, this individual, he or she, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, indicated that he went onto Amazon, and this is what he bought. DROK 10K temperature sensor probe, 5 pieces, 1 meter, 3 feet approximately, waterproof temp sensor probe, stainless steel. So what's interesting, it cost $10, but you get 5 of these temperature sensor probes with this plug on it, and I couldn't get my hand in to see if that plug could fit where that blue connector. I couldn't get in to see if it was the same size. And it would just be as easy for me to do what the other individual did, which was cut the old temperature sensor probe and just splice it into the 2 wires that came from the control board. Now, having said all of that, before I did anything, I of course unplugged the unit. And you know, water and electric really doesn't go all that well. And then the next thing I did, so let me go through the steps. So I unplugged the unit. I took the 2 Phillips screws out. I popped the lid off. Yes, I thought I broke it when it snapped like that. And then I just looked at what was going on, and I took a knife. I really couldn't get like a razor knife or anything in there, so I did the best I could. The styrofoam broke into 3 pieces, and I could eventually see where the temperature probe was coming from, and lo and behold, it was coming, the probe itself in the tank was located about down here, if you could see the tip of my thing I'm using as a pointer. It was about approximately down there, but it inserts into a recessed hole, I guess in the tank or below the tank, but it goes in like this. And the one I removed was covered in white, what I will describe as like white lithium grease on it. Not packed, but there was this white stuff on it, which I have no idea what it is. I'm assuming it might be lithium grease. So take off the styrofoam, find the old temperature sensor probe, pull it out, make sure you remember where the hole was that it came out from. I don't know if there are any additional holes there, but I made sure I felt it with my hand where it came out. My finger got all kinds of white, whatever that stuff was on my hand. I guess lithium grease again. I'm not an appliance repair person. I'm not a videographer. I'm just tired of things breaking. And I didn't want to buy a whole new water dispenser, as I don't think it's even 2 years old. My wife thinks it's a year old. But anyway, so I inserted the new probe. And before I put the styrofoam back and tape it back into place, I spliced it. You can see there, just not a great tape job, by the way. I could have done better, but you know, I spliced each wire, taped it with electrical tape, and then taped both of them together with electrical tape. And then I turned it on, and it came on, so nothing blew up. I, again, plugged it in, turned it on, and lo and behold, as you can see, it's plugged in now. The cold water compressor is off right now, and you heard it go on before, and it is working fine. It's working normal. It's working just like it did before. Now, here's the interesting part. This temperature sensor probe right there, again, I'm going to show you what the individual said to buy. It's a DROK, I think that's the company, 10K temperature sensor probe. This costs $2. And I say $2 because I had to buy 5 of them for $9.99 from Amazon. So Amazon Prime members, you're going to get free shipping. It came literally within 2 days. Opened it up, there's 5 of them there, and bam, easy fix. The hardest part, I'm going to be honest with you, was cutting and breaking the styrofoam insulation around the tank to get to the temperature probe. So if you have more patience than me, maybe you can figure out a better way to do it. I tried to use a knife, a regular knife with a blade. It came out okay. I think I broke it into 3 pieces, but I taped it up and got it working again. So, and if you want to see how the lid goes back, it's very easy. You can stick the wires down like I just did. The lip from the front goes, I'm sorry about that, I'm videoing with one hand. And there we go. Boom. Oh, closed up. I got the wire hanging out. And again, you put the 2 screws. I'll show you where. That's it. 2 screws. Phillips screwdriver. something to cut the styrofoam, snips or wire cutters, and electrical tape. And your Primo water dispenser back in action for a $2 fix. So I'm going to keep the other 4 temperature sensors, and if it happens again for another $2, I'll just swap it out and call it a day. So that was my fix. Thank you to whoever posted what they did. You know, not me, but that was a big help, and really appreciate it. And it could have been on Reddit, it could have been on Quora. I mean, one of those. And I don't have any account with those, but I found it somehow. So hope that helps. And again, no YouTube trolls telling me how bad this video is. Just if it works for you, let me know. Have a good one.